So in a situation where the one that's making less is demanding more, what would that be called? Like if in your situation, let's say the man was making $350 and the woman was making $150, but she was demanding more out of the man, and the man
like what?
I was gonna say that.
Like wanting him to be home more, spend more time with her.
That's not narcissism.
No.
That's not narcissism.
I know, but like if he's the breadwinner, right, and he has to be out doing his thing, trying to be a high value man. If that's his, okay, so he's cool with just being modern then.
Be modern.
All right, well then
don't do what they do on the internet. Don't start moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's modern.
All right, I got a question.
All right.
Do y'all believe that the breadwinner has more power in the relationship?
No. No.
How come?
No.
If the breadwinner pays all of the bills or take cares of the family or this or that, they're the main person taking initiative. They don't have.
Are we talking about modern or are we talking about traditional?
that's tough because then I feel like that's all it's all perspective at
It's
that
not
point.
perspective. There's an equation here.
What if somebody flips from modern to traditional in a second because of a situation?
No one flips from modern to traditional.
They always flip back.
They stay modern or they move to high value.
All right. What about a relationship where the guy is the breadwinner, the woman never had to work, but now the woman has to work, but the guy is still making more?
Why does she have to work?
They need more.
Yeah.
So they're traditional. She didn't have to work, and now she has to work. There's going to be some resentment in the relationship.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why?
She never planned on working.
Well, yeah, it's going to be resentment, but could that never work?
No, it'll work, especially if they got 4 kids.
Would that be traditional
If they,
or modern?
what if they don't got 4 kids?
What do they got?
Just
Two-
one.
2 dogs?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Do you
No.
know someone?
Would that be
They're
be
talking
traditional?
like they got
No.
yeah.
No, we're
Guys,
just. Would that be traditional or modern?
It's all hypothetical.
No.
Would
A
that be
traditional.
It's all
He got
hypothetical.
scenarios. Like, tell me.
I like this. This is fun.
Yeah.
They do this every time I talk to them.
Okay.
So
No names.
Okay.
It's just
hold
hypothetical.
on.
No
All right.
names.
So hypothetical.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure
me
we
be
know.
clear. Let me be clear to the internet and to the audience. So
And throw out some hypotheticals too. if you try to help some people.
a traditional relationship, a traditional man, 100% is locked into what I call the 4 Ps, and those 4 Ps are his job. Let me talk about the 4 Ps in a second. And the woman says, since you're locked into those 4 Ps, I am going to take care of you, our household, our children, and you don't have to worry about that. I am not making a sacrifice on what I want from a lifestyle, but I do not want a highfalutin, bougie lifestyle. So people always ask me, they talk about the 4 Ps. What are the 4 Ps? The first, it's really easy. The audience can say it with me.
Yeah.
So the first is going to be provision. A traditional man is going to take care of the finances for the household. He's going to make 120, 130, 230, 330, 530 because that is what is required. We see traditional men in blue collar jobs, but we also see them in the service industry and doctors. Their wife stays at home. Notice the word I use. They're getting married. So then wife stays home. She has 1, 2, 3 kids, 4 kids. Is a stretch in 2024 as of this recording. So that's the first P. And then we have protection. She has to feel safe and secure physically.
That's a big one.
And emotionally. She has to feel like when I go out into the streets, no one's going to mess with me or mess with us or mess with our children. You have to be willing to die. This is scriptural because as Christian husbands and as men, we are called to love our wives as Christ has loved the church. Christ died for the church. We have to be willing to put our life and ourself and our emotions on the line for our family. People don't like that. That's when they hang up. That's when they come off the thing. So we got provision, we got protection. The third P is going to be priesthood. People think priesthood is religious ideology. It's not. It's the moral center for the household. So husband says, I want us to believe in this, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, whatever it is, or this is what I believe from an intellectual standpoint. He puts that into practice in his own life, and wife, make sure the kids follow that ideology.
Okay.
So that would be the priesthood. And then the final is the biggest one is profession. A woman traditionally has to know that her man has professed to the world, I am his choice. And this is an example of when we talk about Christ with the bridegroom, where I am presenting myself without a spot or a blemish. And so when we look at that, it has to be public and it has to be personal. So publicly in 2024, as of this record, it has to be on social media.
So it's almost like a wedding and stuff like that is what you're
A wedding could be part of it. A wedding is part of it, but it's a small part of it. It has to, people have to know.
Yeah.
Your work, your friends, your family, your people you work out with, the people you play basketball with, they all got to know that I'm in a relationship with this woman and I've chosen her.
Yeah.
And then privately, she has to feel secure in that choice as it's related to that. That is a traditional relationship. Traditional women are not looking to move out of that. They're looking to stay under the 4 Ps, and they're looking to provide the long-term growth of their family. When a man who is traditional wants to move to high value, that's when you see problems.
Well, now hold up. Now,
say that one more time. When a guy from traditional wants to move to high value, that's when you see problems. Okay.
Now, you said 120.
He's on the money after all of that?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm on the money after all that.
He said,
Now, you said it starts at 120. Because, no, this is everything he described in the traditional man, I 100% believe in.
Yeah.
But...
And a lot of other guys probably believe in that too.
One of the first things he said was you start at 120. So that makes me wonder if a guy doesn't make 120 or not even up to 100K. Let's say a man is making 60K a year. Mm-hmm. He can't be traditional.
That's not what I said.
He just gave an example of
I gave
money.
an example.
That was just an example.
Yeah.
He's a guy that like takes care of his
Yeah.
family,
Well, because I can see a
if you
traditional
lived
man
in-
with
I
all
feel
the
like
qualities.
no.
I can see a traditional man with all the qualities, and that is a traditional
Yeah.
man.
No, but
when I heard 120, I was like, "What? Is this an
No,
example?"
there's
Or
guys that
is
make
where you
50K.
start off with?
I feel like if you live down Kentucky and that was your like means
Okay,
of
so
living,
so that goes back to what I was saying.
No.
Let's say that traditional man again, he was taking care of everything, but they're living in a expensive city like New York or LA, and she needs to get that job to help with the money. It goes back to what I was saying before.
Let me go back and address the first piece.
Uh-huh.
Because you said if a guy's not making 120, he can't be traditional.
No, I was asking that. I didn't know you were saying
there
that
are
was
plenty
an
of
example.
people in this market, Nashville metropolitan, Middle Tennessee, that are making less than 60, that have 4 kids and a wife, and she does not work.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I know
kids are
that.
in school.
I was asking that question because I didn't know
Works,
if that was what you were
and
saying.
it typically works regardless of race, regardless of age. It works. So you're saying someone's in New York and he's making 60,000 MTA. He works for MTA. He works. He works on the train track.
Yeah.
So this man makes 60 to 65. His wife of 2 kids, rent is high in New York. They can no longer live in the basement of their mom's house because of some reason. She goes to work. They can still be traditional. She's not going to expect to work long. I talk about that in part 2 of the book. If she got to work past 6 months, 12 months, she's going to have a problem. And he knows that because he knows his woman.
Yeah.
Would a modern man want more?
Would a modern man want more than 60?
No, more for that family, that situation. Like I wanna like, would a modern man want to get his family out of that basement and be like, all right, well, hey, we got to do something. We got to shake this up. That way we can actually move into a house, like in the
traditional man?
burbs or something.
said
No, that's same. That's
No,
same.
traditional man is in the basement of mom's house and comfortable.
That's what I was saying.
And his wife is happy with it.
Would that be a modern man who
So
would
a
want
modern
more?
man wouldn't be in the basement.
Okay.
He would go get his own place and he would work 2-3 jobs.
Okay.
He would probably Uber and DoorDash, and he would do whatever it needs to take on the weekends to make sure that there's more money on the table for his family. Because once you get, again, folks, once you get past the line and you go to men are the ones that qualify for the long-term relationship success. The rest of the group is out there struggling, and they're supposed to be lessons for everybody.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. He answered my question.
There we go. You're invested.
I'm always invested. This stuff is great.
I know.
Look, I needed this 3 years ago.
I was surprised. I was surprised about your P's. Your P's are crazy on point though.